Hello. It's Kou. Let's go. It's Kou. Hi. Is everything Gucci? Let me check. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It seems good. Hi. So today we are going to be, as you know, doing a little bit of a tabletop RPG planning stream. So we're just doing a full new system. New system. Wait, actually, hold on. Let me do this properly. By tilting my canvas, obviously. Okay, we're doing a new. Wait, I don't like this. I don't like this for writing. I have specific needs, and those specific needs are I need a very certain type of pen for writing. Yes. Okay. New tabletop RPG system based revolving around based on the hit TCG Grand Archive. There we go. Let's tag official GA channel to co-stream now. Hello. Wowzers. Yeah, no. The BGM is here. It's just a little low. There we go. Yeah, BGM was just a little. Oh my god, anime TCG with that Western game design. Exactly. Oh sure. I keep forgetting to like say that I'm streaming. I keep forgetting to say that I'm streaming. Okay, let me tweet this one finally after many a months. Many a weeks. Oh wow. Look who remembered to tweet that they are streaming. And creating a system, tabletop RPG system based off the hit anime TCG with Western game design Grand Archive. Alright, hashtag Grand Archive, I guess. Sure. I don't have a stream tag. I just remembered. I was like, hold on. I don't have a stream tag to put on there. Hey go, how's it going? It's going pretty good actually. She's calling out to all 10 of us. Hey. That's what bots are for, what the fuck? Hey. Anyways, I'm doing great. And today we are gonna do even better because now we'll have a full tabletop RPG system based off of a Grand Archive. So, hey, I'm coughing. What the fuck? YouTube didn't notify you? What the hell? Okay, let me grab. Okay, so what I did was I kind of made a little bit of like a timeline of like how the flow of Grand Archive goes. And so for those who don't know, Grand Archive, GA original, we'll put original no flow. So the original flow when it comes to GA games, like just the TCG in general, is basically you place a spirit, right? Spirit. This decides the element. And then you draw. Wow, I can't write anymore. I don't know why. You draw, and then you do your main phase. These are both players, by the way. Now, both players. Just these two, and then so is the flow once a month or No. The recollection. This is the first turn. This is the first turn. So then, do you do recollection in the first turn? No, because you do the draw. Have I been playing GA wrong this whole time? Okay, no, yeah, okay. The main phase, and then you end, right? And then it's the opponent. And then, yeah, you skip wake up, wait, wait, hold on, okay. Yeah, these are all the stuff that I'm putting next is wake up. Wake up! Why'd you put the kids in the name? Okay, wake up, materialize. Recollect. Draw. Oh, it's longer. Draw. Main. And then end once more. General gist of how the flow goes. So this is P1 and P2. Yeah. Is there anything to even recollect on the first turn? Nope. Oh yeah, and player 1 does skip draw. That's true. Which I did. Wait, no. This is still in fact. Okay, and then the player 2 opponent has the extra draw. There we go. That's where I need to fit it in. Well, it's not extra, but you know what I mean. It's a draw that not the player 1 gets to do. But how would you even get things to consider recollection on turn 1? Yeah, that's a very good question. You can't, but yes, a card called Increasing Danger being on the play/draw. Anyways, that's true. You could play a card called Increasing Danger. Wait, but that doesn't draw it into memory. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into the depths of Grand Archive rules because I apparently only know a third of the rule according to the judges' exam. I wanted to see what kind of rules I'm not aware of, and there were a lot. So I was just like, because I was like, maybe the judges' test, which everyone could take, by the way, on Omnidex. I was like, it might be a good place to figure out, like, you know, what kind of rules I haven't encountered, or like what kind of situations I never even thought of. And it sure was. You got 58%. That's way better than I got 33%. I got literally a third. Wait, was it 33 or 38? Anyways, it was like 30 something. At least I know a third. Yeah. You should try that with your very minimal knowledge. You should, because you realize, shit, I don't know Jack. I was like, I never even thought of this kind of situation. What? So it's very interesting. Yeah, I was like, this is a very great learning experience. Did I forget everything that I thought? Wow, that's kind of weird. Yes, but honestly, I could take the test again in already because I'm pretty sure it's been a week already. So I could do it with like jotting down stuff. It's also timed, so it's not gonna take more than 30 minutes because after 30 minutes you're forced to kind of stop. Anyways. I would simply not do that play that calls judge. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, you also learn from playing, and I don't play that much, unfortunately. The Looking Glass starts pre-game, but also new rules. Player 2 can have cards to recollect, but still skips. Interesting. Interesting. The edge cases are very important to know for judges so they can do accurate rulings. Thank you, judges. Yeah, the edge cases are super important for the judges. For us, we could just be like, judge! Judge! You know, but for a judge, they have to be the one that makes the call. So I was like, damn. Very interesting though. I didn't really I just rolled you know, closed my eyes and picked random for ones that are very specifically judge calls, and I'm like, I don't even know what these judge calls mean, like, you know, player penalty, those type of stuff. So I was just like, close my eyes, Okay. And then now, okay. So, but the tabletop RPG flow. I do it. Flow. So this one I have session 0, right? Okay, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this writing brush. Maybe this one. Okay, we'll try it out. Anyways, this for the tabletop RPG flow, we have session 0. No, this one's shit. I love it to draw, but session 0. So session 0 is where they'll make the character. Character creation. Read champion. Creation. But in order to do this, they also need a mission, right? They would rather have like a general gist. So the mission actually comes first. So the session 0 is where they have character creation, but then they also get the mission from GA, the Grand Archive. This is where they're in the homeworld. We'll call session 0 the homeworld. There we go. Was it called the homeworld? Yes. Session 1, the DM does work. This is session -1. Yes. Yes, we're doing the session -1 right now. The DM does work. Session 0 is set up everything. No, where session -1 is setting up everything. Session 0 is setting up the players, and then session 1, actual 1, is where we play. Can you involve box opening? No, because if I involve box opening, everyone, the pay-in to play this game is wait, what was the USD? It's like 80 USD, okay? No, I think it's lower in USD. Was it? No. It's like $100 CAD. The DM. 120? Oh wait, it's 120? Isn't it? Oops. Just kidding. I was like, it's. Oh yeah. It's like 120 CAD too. So look out with CAD a bit. Yeah. No. I was wrong. So, we're not gonna do that. Okay, we don't want players to get to get class discriminated. we don't want them to get financial class discriminated against. So we're not gonna have like box opening as one of the features. I mean, unless you want the GM to be the one who gets class discriminated, and we have to be the one to buy a box for them. Which I don't know. I'm not sure if I could commit to that one just yet. Since who knows? Maybe I'll be out of a job in a year. Well, we don't know. So we gotta plan ahead a little bit. Session 0, yay or nay to class discrimination group? No. Okay. So when your party member rolls up with only CSRs, ooh. So I was thinking about the foils and like the ranking, like the rarity, and it's like you have normal cards, right? And then these ones have like the ratings too of like common, uncommon, rare, super rares, and like URs, right? This one I don't think we'll take into consideration too much, because at the moment it's gonna make things a little too complex. We could eventually think about this if we get the rest of the game sorted out. So I'll just put this here, but for now I don't think we'll incorporate it. Yeah, we're gonna start off simple, basic mechanics first, but I'm gonna write down the other stuff, like there's a foil, right? To which we have normal foil and curio. Normal foil, we'll just put NM, and then curio. And then we have the collectors. which is CSR or CUR. And then and then we have the Looking Glass site, which I would put in the collectors, right? It's like Looking Glass site is like in between foiling and collectors. But yeah, we'll put this here. Okay. Anyways, so these are it counts as collectors. Okay. So yeah, it's a collect. In my definition, I'm like, yeah, it's a collector's thing. So these we have, but for now we're gonna block them off to be like to focus on the basics first. So this is gonna be blocked off for now, but it's good to keep on the side just to be like, okay, those exist. So now this is session 0, and with session 0, I do want to make it so that they jump into the portal at the end so that they could pick a element. Which is the end of session 0. And for here they get to, I'm thinking there's the whole thing about like the divine or like regalia items. So getting a regalia, getting regalia gifted by me, with the god me. Yeah. Oh wait. Regalia, divine relic. Yeah, divine relic. Divine relic. Regalia. I think it's either. I've heard both regalia and regalia. It's harder for me to say regalia, so I'm gonna go with regalia. If you want to hear me stumble on regalia multiple times, I could do that, but regalia flows a little bit more easily for me, and I've heard both, so I think technically both are I would say quote unquote correct because they're both popularized enough, maybe? But I have heard regalia as well. I suck at English, so ignore me. I mean, I suck at English too. English is my second language too, so could be off. There's English and American English. I'm probably the American. I'm probably the American English. So the answer is yes. Yeah, and plus TCG readers, we don't read anyways. Yeah. Your pronunciation makes sense given the sense of the word regal in there. Yeah, like it both makes sense, I think. Both make sense. Regalia is only for Diao-chan and Lobu. American English is more historically correct. It's the older English, that is true. Because it's like what happened with Canadian French, or like Quebec French, I believe, more specifically, and like France French. It's like what the? I just realized my phone case is broken. Anyway, sorry. Where like the old, more technically like truer French is the Quebecois French, but then French took the more academic route and polished their language to a more like posh French. Is the best I could describe it. So it's like there's like an argument of like which one's the more correct French. They're both correct, which I'm not taking any side. they're both correct. It's just, you know, there's a little bit of like a war going on between them, which is kind of funny. Anyways, back to tabletop RPG system. So they do get the divine relic gifted by God, me, and this is where they get to choose their material deck, right? Which is kind of at the same time as pick an element, because they do need to be able to know what element they're gonna go to in order to pick on the material deck. So this part, I'm just like, it's a little bit of like a, yeah. So we're gonna give them like half the material deck of like starting gear. Like 0.5 material deck. I assume you want to make the relic with each player. We'll figure that out. Please let me get fire. Yeah, this is a literal deck building tabletop RPG with a little bit of dice in it. So for the element, I'm gonna let the players pick for this. Player choice. Although, you know what I'm thinking of? Terraforming is Terraforming starting here? It could be. It could be. Hello, penguins. So for the element picking, I did hear a very neat lore tidbit from Shinja, our lore master in the channel, where some elements are easier to attune to than other elements, and if you attune to one that's not more easily attunable to, it's a little harder. So what I'm thinking is we roll the dice, and whichever one it rolls on is the easiest to attune to. And I'm thinking, normally is easy to attune to. Just go to work. Yeah, normal. You don't need to roll for it. It's already as easy to get, like, you know, attuned to. Yeah. I guess what would the element value do? What's the mechanical repercussions? That's what I'm gonna kind of feel out right now. So for this, in terms of like what does it mean for element to be easier to attune to, I'm thinking there's gonna be like a little bit of like a bank. What kind of bank? I'm not sure yet. There's a bank that you can subtract from, right? So starting gear falls into this, and then element falls into this. So it's the meta currency. Exactly, it's the meta currency. How I'm gonna figure this out, I don't have too good of an answer right now, but I'm thinking there's gonna be like a little bit of a bank. And in that sense, the divine relic gifted by God, I think this one will fall under a different, like a role to see how good of a divine relic you can get. But I'm gonna have to feel that one out as well. Let me pull up Grand Archive cards. Yeah, you get less points to spend if you get a powerful race. Exactly. The more powerful stuff you like materials, like the more rare, maybe that's where the rarity will come in. The more rare a card is that you want to put into your material deck, the more you have to spend for it. So that way we could kind of balance it out a little bit in terms of like what everyone has. Even though it's not like, I wouldn't say rarity always kind of like affects how good a card is. 3rd edition XP ratio penalties. Oh my god, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis point system? Wait, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a point system? Yeah, but yeah, if you can skip by with comments and that's rare, you can save it for other things. Exactly. So I'm thinking like the bank will have like more uses. For example, maybe you just want to re-roll a dice, or maybe you want to roll for another easy element to attune to and see if you can just wait, no. But anyways, there's a lot of options in that sense. What's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis format? No link monsters or pendulum monsters are allowed. Deck construction uses a point system. Some cards are assigned a point value. Most cards cost 0 points. Oh, total point cost of the cards in your main deck, extra the deck, and side deck cannot exceed the point cap for that event. Ah, I see. Items have dots in which is how good they are. More dots means exponential increase cost increase. Interesting. Hello, welcome in. It'll take a while to sort out which cards need points. I'm not gonna do like the. That's why I was thinking we'll just use the rarities in that aspect to see how much of a point system we could do, or the cost, But I think, like, trying to figure out. I'm like, I think the cost will get a little bit more jumbled up than the rarity, so I'm thinking the rarity was probably a better option. Time to load up TCG player to deck build. Like, yeah, OP cards are legal but could be bad investments. Exactly, they can be bad investments. And then I don't think we have to worry about banned cards and stuff. I don't think we're gonna be like balancing this game that much. Since it's a fun little tee haha tabletop RPG. If everyone has fun, that's good by me. If we want to balance it later, that's also good by me. But for now, we won't strive for the most balanced tabletop RPG. We just want to make sure that it's fun. You mean IBS? Yes, you could use IBS if you want. This is not official by any means. This is just me doing some fun stuff. So, baby Graceline. Loading up Lost in Thoughts. Yeah, Lost in Thoughts. Okay, so let's see. So that's session 0, and then for session 1, how I wanted to go. Wait, I think I forgot to. I think I may have deleted that one. How I wanted to go is you enter the world. And there's like 3 check marks, right? And by the time you enter, you're already champion level 1. By this point, you should be champion level 1. Unless, for some unknown reason, they want to stay as a spirit, which some decks do. And I'm trying to wonder if like there's something I could add to that, but we'll keep things simple. And we'll just say everyone's at least champion level 1 for now. Temporary. And we'll just do HP. And then which is their HP. They already haven't just make them characters capable of human thought. Yeah, they're, you know what? We could just say they could still be a spirit, but they will still have the HP of a level 1 champion, let's say, of whatever class they chose. So either way, whether they're a spirit or a champion, they're level 1 still. Call me unnamed champion. Oh god, players capable of human thoughts. Hopefully, like, I don't care what they are. They could be I don't know, a cell phone for all I care. I don't care. They're a sentient cell phone. Okay, that's fine. But they're still gonna be level 1 at this point. And because we want to keep things a little bit more standardized for now, we could always make it we could always mix things up and make it more complicated later. But these checkpoints have a level up checkpoint. In between, there's a level up option. So then you could level up to 2, you could level up to 2, up to 3. Now we won't have a level up, level 4, okay? Sentient Soul, I see we're going full isekai. Pokemon World, here we go. Oh yeah, they could become the orb to be pondered, exactly. That's completely fine. But there's gonna be these 2 checkpoints where they could level up. And you know, potentially with the bank, that's how they level up. So maybe they could level up even to 3, but it'll deplete their bank so hard that they won't be able to do anything here. Maybe the checkpoint could have a little bit more than just leveling up, right? Maybe we could give them like a healing session. Who knows? But for now, these are the level up checkpoints. And then this is basically the figure out the cause. Figure out the problem. Because whenever GA gives out a mission to the champions, it's because the world seed is dying. And so you gotta figure out. I mean, the GA Grand Archive does not tell the champions why the world is dying. It's just, it's dying. Go fix it, right? And then you're sent off. So you gotta figure out what the fuck the problem is, and then you have time to you have to prepare for it, right? Prepare for it. Figure out your battle plan, right? Plan and prepare. Sounds like my work. Oh no. Yeah, but essentially you have a vague problem, which you always know it's because the world seed is dying. So you gotta figure out the why, and then why, and then the how. So how do we take care of this? They plan it out, they prepare, and then this is the final showdown. Wait, how did that song go? Oh god, I can't remember. Oh, it's the final countdown. This is the ultimate show. Wait, ultimate showdown? Yeah. Ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Now, there we go. I was like, final showdown doesn't really fit. Why? But anyways, so this is the gist of like session 1, where they enter the world, and then they figure out why, and then after the final showdown, they transport it back. Back to homeworld, and you get rewards. Woohoo! And you know, this could be like in-game reward, or if you're playing it locally with like your local friends, maybe it's a pack, maybe it's a booster pack that they get at the end. Depending on how well they do, maybe they get 2. So this part, you know, for now we'll just leave it vague as reward. Yay! Woohoo! Congrats! The Forge and Darkness playbooks could work pretty well for the handling of elements and etc. Oh, really? I do not know what Forge and Darkness is like, unfortunately. Okay, so we have this, and I think this is a pretty good, like, this is the skeleton. This is the skeleton, scaffolding. We'll just call this we'll just call this the framework. Yeah, framework. That we want to keep, you know? And obviously, the one that's gonna be the most problematic is the battle. Or quote-unquote battle. Because a showdown could be anything. It doesn't actually have to be like a brawling battle. But we'll figure this out. It's Shinja! Hello! your class, and the class is basically a flowchart progression. So when you gain experience, you can pick things from the flowchart that you have unlocked. Ooh, I see, I see. That might actually be good. It would mean more work for me. But are you doing rolls light or crunch? Roll. We're gonna go very light for now. We're gonna do very light for now. Because I want to keep it simple and then build up from there. I won't think about like what do I need specifically if I want to do this type of system. I'm just gonna be like, I'll look at this, see what I need, and then go with it. Oh god, it's hot. I'm gonna turn off the AC. It's like really warm today. Hello. Yeah, keep it simple, sunshine. Exactly. It's gonna be the kiss method. Imagine class bonus just being a roll of D20, and from there that determines the value and success. that'll be fun. So now it's like, now it's the kind of balancing act of how much do I want it based on card, like the actual card game, and how much do I want it to be based on the tabletop RPG experience. I'm gonna miss on the stream because I'm flying soon, then I get hit with your flight hazards, darling. Nice. So you could be dropping lore facts while you're in the air. Oh my god. I guess I don't miss. Let's go. Have a safe flight though. I hope you didn't lose too. You wait. Actually, no. I know how much you lost in Vegas. My condolences. Bougie. Yeah, you did get wrecked. It's like a whole ass mid-tier CSR that you lost. Yeah, lower from a mile in the air. Crazy. Okay. So, for the champions, I think it's gonna be pretty standard fare. So, champion. We don't have to worry too much about stats because the champion cards do come with stats. So they pick class, right? Which, as you know, it's assassin, ranger, cleric, mage, warrior, guardian, and I'm gonna take the HP of any of all of those just as is because they all have the same HP depending on what class they are. So these come with the HP. Now, when it comes to class, we also want to open up the skills that each class has, and instead of like making it so that I specifically sort out the skills and try to combine them into a generic skill, I'm just gonna say any champion that falls under that skill, that class, they could choose the skills from. So what they can do is like, wait, hold on, let me grab the champion. What they can do is say they're like, okay, I want to be a ranger, right? And so who's a ranger? Diana, there's Polcock, there's Diana again. So we look at this and it's like, okay, Diana, let's look at the level ones. Polcock doesn't have, okay, let's look at level 2s. And with level 2, obviously they both have 22 HP. The only Diana. I'm talking about the game, okay? I'm talking about how the character recreation goes. So, Polcock has range 2. And then ranger reaction cards you activate cost 1 less to activate. Oh, that's pretty cool. Diana, she has on enter load up 2 Aether Wing charge from your hand and or memory into Aether Wing weapon you control. For each card loaded this way, but she has an inherited effect of range 1. So what you can do is just take the inherited effect, range 1, and then the range 2 from Polcock, and just have literally range 3 as your skill because of the range 2 from Polcock and range 1 from Diana. But each of these usually have just 2 skills from like gather on each champion card. Wait, where did I put my? There we go. Okay. So I'm thinking, if that's the case, we could just take they could take one skill from any level, one champion. Like any champion that falls onto that ranger, if you're level 1, you could take it from any level 1 champion of that class, combine it with any of the other one, and then if they turn into level 2, they get to choose from any of those that are within level 2, etc, etc. Obviously, if you get 2 inherited effects, I think I might put a price on inherited effects so that you can't like go bonkers with inherited effects, because I feel like that might get a little too crazy. Although it might balance out with like how some have masteries. Yeah, it might balance out the masteries with like inherited effects. Let me check. On enter, you gain a servile possession mastery. Yeah, so masteries and inherited effects are like the problem child in this system, from what I gather. We'll have to test it out in order to see how broken it is. We just get huge DPS, yeah. Your champion has class for you. Just building someone who can snipe a person from across the map. Yeah, it'll be interesting. The first draft is really the final. Exactly. I won't realistically like get any sort of balancing as long as it's fun. That's my main goal. As to make it fun. It could be broken as shit, and I'll balance it as we go. In the first playthrough, I think. Like for example, I'll buff them. I'll put more enemies on the field if they're being steamrolled, or I'll suddenly, without telling them, half the HP of the enemy without telling the players, just to be like, ooh, they're not even halfway through and they're almost dead. Let them just have like half the HP that they started with. So, stuff like that I'll probably do in order to like balance it. But yeah, also, is this? Hold on. Why is my Clip Studio so... Oh, that's why. It's kind of short. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this. There we go. Normal GM behavior. Yeah. Let's see. The class mastery will have some generic class skill that they can always fall back on. I'm not gonna do too much changing of like the card contents for now. We'll see. If we need to, we'll see. For now, it seems okay. Like, cause like if you get a Merlin and then you're like, okay, well, I know I want to go Crux level 3, and then I'll just grab the Fractured Memories mastery. You know, you'll be able to use it no matter if you build the deck around it. The first part, I'm supposed to give snacks to the GM when you're about to die. When you're about to die, you can be like, "Hey GM, are you perhaps feeling hungry? Do you want boba? Like, would I could order that for you." Yeah, the angry GM. Or like when you really want to like go into a room that's super locked and you failed all your attempts at lockpicking it, and then you're like, hey GM, like, do you want cake? Do you want strawberries? I can get that for you, and maybe also you'll drop a key somewhere that I could find it. I pass herbs to the DM now. You reminded me that Bribe the DM is literally a card in the Munchkin. Oh my god. Slide your to the GM when about to die. Yeah, it's like, so how about this looking sight, a glass sight card that you wanted? Oh, you slip. I'm like, oh my god, wow. Slides Umbra is the death to the player. Insta death to the player who slides me an ombre. So, and then, 2 skills. Hold on. So, level 3. Level 3 also has 2 skills? No, not always. Not every champion has 2 skills. So we might put the skills as a points bank system instead. But max 2 skills at any given level. Bank system? Question mark? Well, for now, I'm not gonna kind of latch onto any one particular feature too deep at the moment. We're just gonna lay down the framework. So, activate full awakening. Oh shit! What does that card do? Hold on, I don't know CL cards at all. I don't know why, but Grand Archive full awakening. Use that card. Let's see. It does interdiction. As long as this card's activation is on the effect stacks, players can't gain oh fuck. Discard all cards from your hand and memory, then banish up to 2 cards from your graveyard. Put an omen counter for each card. Banish this way until end of turn. The card's activation you control can't be. That's some bullshit. Anyways. Yeah, interdiction is funny. Wow. That's... I've only seen it on Full Awakening. Is it always on like the Exalted? Or is it just any? Hold on. Grand Archive. Card index. Hello! Fight rating? Yes, I am. 今ちょっと、テーブルタップ RPG のシステムを作っています。システムを0から作っています。Wait, introduction. It didn't work on Grand Archive Index. I think I need to go to like Sylvie Deck Builder. First and only card? Oh damn. She's cooking. Yes, I'm cooking. Yeah, I know it's a new keyword that came with like Phantom Monarch, but I didn't know Full Awakening was the only card in this set with that. あとはなんだ? Okay, yeah. Champion, class, HP, and then 2 skills. That's all that's gonna happen. This could include stuff like inherited and masteries. And then for the sake of this, yeah, I was like, for the sake of this, even like, you know how some decks have like 2 different champions, like for example my CL into Nico deck. I was like, yeah, that's fine, except if the champ, no wait, no, it doesn't matter. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just overcomplicating things. No, that doesn't matter because we're making a whole new champion. It's fine. Forget what I said earlier. This is completely fine. This is completely fine. In terms of like champion bonuses, like for example CL specific CL bonus for Full Awakening and shit like that, I'm not gonna think about it right now. I'm not gonna. You know, hold that thought. You know, I'll just put a reminder. Remember. Remember, champion bonuses exist. It might be easy to just make it like a bank where you from the bank you could purchase a name tag. A name tag. Have you heard of the tabletop RPG Perfect Draw? No, I haven't. Wait, is it like drawing cards? Is that why it's called the Perfect Draw? Ooh. That might have been a good tabletop RPG to reference. Your body suddenly grows rock hard and it dabs and you're now Vanitas. No! Vanitas. I think that's the proper way to pronounce his name. So yeah, actually no, this might actually be a fun thing because then you might not want to level up to 3. You might want to save to be able to purchase a name tag so that you could use multiple like champion specific bonus cards. You know, that might be onto something. Okay. We'll keep this in mind. He doesn't deserve to have his name pronounced correctly. You know, I won't disagree. True. Okay. Anyways, so champion, class, HP, and it's 2 skills per level. And then inherited and masters included. But these, keep an eye out. For power creep. Yeah, keep an eye out for power creep, but for now we'll keep it like this. And then element. Yeah, element is element. We'll keep it simple. It's self-explanatory. We're fine. There we go. Very stinky. Nico hot, Vanita stinky. True. You get to choose your advanced element. That's where I'm gonna go. Advanced element, yes. Advanced element is also choose. Choice. But I was gonna be like, we could do like the roll for dice, but I think by the time you're level 3, you should be like basically in Grand Archive terms, you should be really powerful, like, you know, legendary champion level. So I think you should have control of like which advanced element you attune into. So I think advanced element should be 100% player choice in that regard. Can I be Crux Diana? Yes. You can be any type of like, because you're not technically the champions that are like, you know, in Grand Archive, you're making your own new quote unquote new champion. You they could be any champion essentially. You could have Diana skills but be Crux. Damn, I don't get Merlin's drip. You could get inspired and you know, we could be like not quote unquote not Merlin, but look exactly like Merlin. New OC champion, please don't steal. Because you can't act like Arsana but end up in Nexia yet. You can with this tabletop RPG. Not Merlin, so Berlin. Yes, you could be Berlin. Arcane Jin, let's go! Rage magic time, hell yeah! Let's go! I think this will be really fun in terms of like being able to kind of mix and match stuff that you would never think to mix and match, and then have like a really OP deck. But for the deck itself, now we get to the real hard part, right? the deck. This is gonna be the difficult part, and this one I'm gonna have to do a lot of filtering out of complex mechanics, like a lot of filtering. Yeah, what's the core resolution mechanic? That's the thing. We gotta think of the system first. We gotta think of what's the mechanism in order for you to like have a conflict and resolve it. That's the conflict, and then the resolution. These two are the main parts that we need to figure out before we can even think about anything else. All cards on Diana with Diana in it. You could. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, because the deck building will work very differently from like the original tabletop TCG Grand Archive deck building, or like we could make it very different, you know. So, for example, in Grand Archive, there's like draw mechanism, right? The draw for influence. Influence. And then there's obviously memory. And then there's costs. And then for now I'm just gonna think about that. Wait, Hot Woman deck? Yes. Let's see. You want to fight this guy, right? Whoever they are. Wait. So let's say we have like 3 players versus the big baddie. Maybe they'll have a little henchman, right? I don't know. We'll just do rats. we'll just do rats as like little henchmen. So how do we do this? Conflict. Now, obviously we have attack cards, right? When it comes to cards, we have attack. We have action. Action, attack. Wait, action, attack. Yeah. Anyways, we have attack, we have spells. Sorry. And then we have allies. And then we also have items, as well as, items / etc. Items like items, fantasias, domains. We have stuff like potions. We have like harmony, melody. Wait, no, harmony, melody I think are spells. But anyways, the phantasms. So there's a lot. The attack / actions. But you get the gist. Well, for now, we'll say, if we simplify it, we'll say 4. But these two are the offensive. And then, but like, in terms of like how we can make damage, the allies, I'm not gonna think about it for now. For now, the allies I'm not gonna think about. And then with the items, we could items and spells, we could also go the defensive. But there's stuff like healing and stuff. So we don't have to think about too much on like how they could attack, because obviously there's methods to attack and methods to like heal. Now the resolution. Because if each one of these does a normal Grand Archive turn, if each of these do 1 turn, And say they have 7 influence, right? Then potentially if they have a 2 cost, 2 cost, a 2 cost and a 3 cost, 2 actions each. Or 2 cards each. That they can play average, I would say. Cleric only has 1 attack card. Yeah, so like, well, it's okay because if Cleric does only have 1 attack card, they could just do support of their other members, right? Their other members can get supported, so that's fine. They could just, or they could take Vanitas' skill and be a monk. So they don't need cards. They don't need the attack cards. They could just punch themselves. But anyways, fucking Vanitas, get that man out of here. But with that said, we're just cast this over and over exactly. But that said, that does remind me, the champions themselves have attacks. Themselves can attack. Which I guess the attack spell, like attacks would work. And then if they don't have an attack card, they could just hit, cast punch. This magic, my favorite kind. So I need some sugar to make my brain work. I have a cookie. Oh my god, I failed to open the package that this cookie came in. There we go. You know like how they have like the little flap in the back? You know, like the packaging, like a card pack. I ripped this down, like here, but it just ripped right here, so it didn't open it. Roll to unwrap. No. It's a strawberry cookie. It's like a strawberry shortcut cookie. Shortcut? Short bread. There we go. Okay, but with that taken into consideration, let's see. Let's say this one guy is like Tony themed, right? They could do a heavy swing. And then that's 6 damage, right? From the heavy swing, and then plus like 1 or 2, depending. Let's just say 2 from the weapon. That's 8 damage. And then let's just say this guy's Rye coded. And then they fucking arcane blast me, right? That's how much damage? Efficiency, deal 11 damage to the target champion. Okay, 11 damage. Or should I say fireball? How much is the fireball? Deal 1 plus level damage, and let's yeah, you know what? We'll just say 11's a good number. We'll say, with this type of calculation, let's just say they could go anywhere from like 20 to 30 damage. Pretty comfortably by like the 2nd to 3rd turn. It'll probably take a bit before they build up to this, obviously, but by 3rd turn, I should expect this to kind of damage. And then before that, we'll say like 10 to 20, and then 20. I would say 15 to 20. Then we'll say 10 to 15. And this is with 3 players. So those are the kind of numbers I should be expecting, which means the boss should probably have all the members' HP combined. Which by that point there would be level 30, which is level 3, which depending is 25 or 30. So we'll just say for 3 people, probably HP 100 maybe is a good bar to keep in mind to keep things going. But what can we do against this type of onslaught of attacks, right? Level 30, are we fighting outer gods? Don't worry about it. Can we have the boss be a hot lady? Maybe. We'll see. Cleave, yes. We're definitely gonna have cleave. Like our heroes, our champions can definitely have cleave, which means we are very much gonna have cleave. Cleave will be 100% important. But not talking about this. How will my hand look? How will I do my hand, right? And I was like, I should look into the PvE mode that was made, fan made for Grand Archive, and see how they did it. But I don't know if I want to completely take it, because I do want to include dice into this. And this is where I'm like, okay, let's say they do the normal. This is how it'll put. If they do just normal TCG like battle, it would be like how the PvE version of GA would play out, right? But I do want to include dice, which is why I'm like, maybe we'll rethink this part. Maybe. Think, Kou, think. So they have their decks. Let's say the first turn they draw 7. 7 draw. And then, how do we want to go about this? How do we go about this? I do love the roll and the herb dice as the Arizona. Yeah, I love the herb dice as Arizona too. Battles are card battles, but the complex are dice rolls. That could be, but then at that point I'm like, but then they could just play the normal PvE of Grand Archive, which is very, very well designed on its own right. So this will just be like tacked onto the PvE of PvE mode, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like it doesn't have that chaotic nature of tabletop RPG. Exactly, Shinja. I'm still in Age of Chaos. Roll to see how many you draw per turn. So I'm thinking, I do. Okay, wait, hold on. And since we're not thinking about allies, this one is like fast, slow, attack. Instead equals draw multiplier. Yes, more chaos instead of full deck. You gain cards as resources for your eventual draw. Yeah, I'm like, okay. The problem with Grand Archive is that it's designed well enough that it's like, it's hard to think outside of that design. You know what I mean? Because I could find every time like I think about something, I find holes of like no, but it's just better to do it the original way. Yeah, RP stats will be a challenge too, which is why I'm like, should we think about the tabletop RPG stats? Which is obviously strength, constitution, dex, or agility. Int. Oh my god. There's wisdom, which kind of interchangeable with like some are like PAL, you know. There's also luck. Depending on these are all depending on the system. There's also APB appearance. There's also or like charisma. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these ones. Having material deck to help with the venture that you bring from homeworld is needed. Hold on, let me look at the material deck. Material cards. Ah shit! My cards! I'm trying to think. Yeah, we do. I almost forgot. We do have to take into consideration the material deck and how that would play out in like a turn too. Cause like, will they be able to materialize each round? Probably. So material deck cards do have to play into. Not the cards. Yeah, I'm like, not the cards. Shush, shush. I was doing stuff with them. Okay. Material deck. Material deck. To. We won't do the recollect. Draw. Actually, no. Yeah, I think the recollect of memory. We'll do it differently, probably. I think that part would be the part where we start putting it into dice to make it a little bit more, to add a little bit more chaos into this whole thing. Like for example, I was thinking about like how cost and stuff. Roll over the memory cost to play the cards. Then you just rather like include a lot of high memory costing material cards. I'm not quite sure the lore implication on memory cost and reserve cost, right? Like there's not really a lore implication on memory cost and reserve cost, so I'm thinking that's where we could like actually use the Dyson, because I'm also not quite sure if there's lore implications to them. And while memory is and like the recollect is very nicely branded into the card game, but for now converting 1 to 1 is very messy. So that's why I'm like trying to think, because like we could do like, you know, obviously the cost is like how much dice you can roll and stuff like that. But there is part of like the how much dice you can roll aspect, but how do we incorporate into what it affects in terms of like the card itself? Let me grab my Merlin deck and draw a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 7. And look at my hand. I think I need a physical hand to look at it in order to figure this out. Maybe you just poke Wizards of the West. Waves of the Shore. No. Don't poke Weebs. They don't need to know that I'm butchering their game design just to make a tabletop RPG based off of their hit card game. Setting hard limits on cards that can be played per turn is another approach. Yeah. There's RPGs that use playing cards for resolution based on the suit and number, and you could require specific ranges to activate things, like using a mid-range fire ability needs a fire card and a number 3 to 5 or something like that. A stat can tell you how many you draw. That's true. Preparation, summon a memory shard. We have a social cost to activate this card, sacrifice an ally. That will be negated. Find the blast, prepare one. Unblockable. Seep into the mind. Target opponent puts 3 shin counters on unit under control. Okay. They draw 7 on the first turn. Let's just say we put down Seep into the mind. And they have 3 shin counters now. Now I have 3 in memory. And then the next turn, I would have 1 Seep into the mind in the graveyard. And I'm thinking the graveyard is also the aspect that we could play with, because you don't need. I want to make it so that you could play with like less than 60 cards. I'm thinking you could just use like 10 cards and still have a hand. Or okay, maybe 10 is a little low, but maybe like you need like 15-20 cards max. Like, cause wait, how much does Gloomhaven have? Hold on. $20 cards. Yeah. You start off with 20, at least. I don't think we'd get enough turns to go through the deck. Yeah. But if I take get rid of the graveyard, that will get rid of all the graveyard effects and stuff too. It will like minimize the pool of cards people will want to play, but put in the deck. But yeah, you can have it build up over time instead of a larger deck, right? I think I'd rather have it build up over time rather than having a large deck in the get-go, because then it'll take too long for them to character create. So how Gloomhaven does it is like they have refresh cards within the deck where you have to, like, once you draw it, you take all the in Grand Archive terms graveyard cards, and then you reshuffle everything, and then you pull from that deck again to attack. Do you want to do a tabletop RPG with GA themes, or turn GA into a tabletop RPG, since those are two different things? That's true, they are two different things. I'm thinking, that's why I was like, I want more, like, that's what I meant by like the balance between how much tabletop RPG aspect and how much GA aspect. Cause then we're like, so far I've been building this to be a gateway for GA players to get into tabletop RPG, but shouldn't we do the opposite? Shouldn't we do it so that this will be a gateway to GA of tabletop players to get converted into GA players? And in that case, we shouldn't do all of this. Like, we shouldn't do any of this. This is too complex. Oh yeah, really. I think it's better to get tabletop RPG to like the lore. Exactly. So I'm like, maybe we don't think about this. Hold on. I'm like, Yes, it would be nice if like GA players get to use their decks and stuff, but I'm like, I think Wizard of the Coast tried that with all the D&D Magic crossovers. Oh really? Back to tabletop action system. Yeah, I'm thinking what instead. Okay, hold on. Change of plans. Instead, you can we'll say you can instead have a you'll still have a deck, and that'll be your skill set deck. And for this, I'll come up with. That's what I was saying earlier. I saw that one, but like it was in a different context. I think in a different context of what I wanted to do. Yeah. I mean, hold on. I'm still thinking. What's the highest cost card in all of Grand Archive? What? I guess besides the one that says X. 15. Yeah, there's a few that are over 10, which is why I'm like, what's the highest? Yeah, the suited have like 10 because of cardistry and stuff, but that's fine. I control it, so it doesn't matter what the highest is. If I control the pool, it'll be okay. Cause we just want okay. Okay. Dice set deck. The etceteras of the cards can be bought or found. Let's say that. Allies, you can recruit them. You know? That would have a cost. Cost or checks. And then action and spells. These are what we'll work with in terms of this skill set deck. So So we will have stats. We'll have stats. We'll have general stats. I think, you know, we'll have very basic stats that will help with their checks outside of battle, and then if they could find a clever way to have like spells and actions to help them with that, all the more power to them. I think reserve is still a good mechanic to have to pay for stuff, but hold on. I think what will happen then is they start off with 7 reserve. It's a reserve that doesn't change unless one of their cards says draw, in which case it adds a reserve to the amount of like actions they could do. So this is like the action points. They'll still get like an action point, but the draw will in effect go more towards this reserve that they can use to like do actions. So that could still be in play. Yeah, it's just an influence basically. It's just an influence, but anyways, it's meant. It's the naming of it. It's fine. My brain is overloaded just thinking about certain things. And then game design too hard. It's you have to think about a lot of factors, and generally a lot all at once. So trying to simplify is the best method, but even with simplification, it's still a lot. So with that, let me grab some spells and action cards. Where's my box of goodies? Here you are. Okay. The influence does refresh, but the draw influence that you gain vanishes. So it's a one turn thing, is what I'm thinking. Because then you'd always want it makes sense to have more than just like a few. It makes sense to recycle the deck to keep getting some draws and influence, and keeps like, let's see, attack. As long as you have opening cut, it's 1/1. Okay. Spells, where's my spells at? Plea for peace. Until the beginning of your next turn, players can't declare attacks unless they pay 1 for each attack declaration. That's really good in this scenario. That would be really good in this scenario. And then that's true. There isn't much of a dice rolling mechanism if we do this, so hold on. Because there is a lot of like one cost spells. So you need to track influence on NPCs. I mean, it'll be just for that. That's why I'm saying that there's like a standard influence, so that way it refreshes each turn, so they just default back to whatever influence that is their given influence, which should be the same for all NPCs and all the players. It's just during their turn they could increase it with a draw mechanism. Okay, what I'm thinking is, hold on. Okay. Imagine allies. Oh, like allies getting attacked? No. Allies do not get attacked. They just do a hit and then that's it. Oh, that's what you meant. So, perfect draw, maybe a good phase. You didn't tell me what the rules are. I may look into it though, like perfect draw later. Oh, it's based off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, it's $12. Oh, it's a 50% off sale. Narrative focus design. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Vanguard? I see. yours. You can buy 2 for the price of 1. Oh, there's a bundle, view bundle. The booster pack. Oh, it's a perfect draw expansion. I see, I see. Okay, but what I was thinking was that this is also your dice pool. This would also be your dice pool for when you're defending. So, you know how like GA has like opportunities and like you can do fast or speed slow spell. We'll get rid of that. But you will do an action and then the other person will do an action. And it's that. So what if happens then is you can spend this, it reverts back to like whatever the default, right? And then you could, that's your dice pool in order to defend whatever action the other person is doing. And every in order to wait, should I make it default? Well, anyways, that, but like, you know, there's a dice pool. I'm not a fan of PPTA, so I didn't look into it. Oh, I see. There definitely are like slow and fast in like D&D, but I'm gonna first with not do with that for now, just to see if this works at a core level. And so every time, like for example, you play like a skill, it has a cost of 1, right? And you spend your influence to do that, but then you have to roll a dice. And I was thinking maybe like from your pool, yeah, like minus that cost, and then you have like basically if you start off with 7, you have -1, you have 6 pool left to like defend with. This is too complicated, I think. In my mind, I was like, well, for that cost, you also get a dice, and basically it's like a dice off. And the defending person could use, like for example, all 6 to be your 1, and pretend you rolled a 6. This person, if they use 6, most likely they'll defend from that. But then they'll deplete all their pool to defend from every other attack, so they won't be able to defend from that. You know? Actually, we should just not do like the minus thing. Their pool will be just like that, and then the cost, basically the cost will also give you the dice to see if it succeeds against the opponent's dice roll. And then this pool, basically, I'm wondering if I should keep the draw pool during the, for like their defending turn too. Actually, that might make sense. But then it'll refresh their turn. It might be a lot to keep track of though, which is the problem. But I think this might be an interesting way to do things. The cost kind of gives you the dice to roll against this enemy's thing. So gaining influence will give you an advantage for sure in every single way. Yeah, there's some it could be something that like a token or a die could keep track of too. My only concern is that people won't have enough dice. But then, oh no, we could just use tabletop sim, so it's okay. They have unlimited dice. And then they could just keep like a counter or anything. Go, not enough dice. I mean, not everyone is like me, and not everyone is a dice goblin, okay? Not everyone has like a bajillion dice that they could like conjure like at a whim. So, you know, Ariel too, you too can have functionally unlimited dice. You could, obviously. Definitely, you could just re-roll the same dice and then just like keep it tally. And they don't. We collect them like mold. Yeah, I have a keychain that says Dice Gremlin, so that a close friend once gave me. Am I the weird one? No, you're the sane one in this company. Everyone is a dice goblin here. It's just, you know, actually no, we're trying to aim for tabletop RPG players, so obviously they'll have a lot of dice. Just kidding. What am I talking about? Of course they'll have a bunch of dice. But I think this would be an interesting thing. We're all dice people, don't worry. Now the problem with this, for now, what I can see is that how do we make sure that their actions don't become like a one-toned thing, you know? Because then they'll just optimize their action and spell sets and then just keep doing that, which is fine. But I kind of want to make it so that they expend. Oh yeah, why don't we just make it so that whatever they use, it gets expended, it goes into the graveyard, and then they just have to draw up to 7 the next turn. Yeah, exactly. Keep it simple. So ideally, they would want more than well, if they run out, they'll just reshuffle or just punch. Yeah. I have a big D&D themed mug that is full of dice. Wait, that's so fun. So it's Monster Tree. Yeah, it's like Monster Tree. Basically, you use a spell, use a card. Wow, I cannot. Okay. Use a card. Goes to graveyard. And then at beginning of your next turn, draw up to 7. Came back with using cute dice. You can use cute dice if you want. And then I'm thinking 7. I'm not sure about 7 as a number. I'm using it as a placeholder for now, but I'm wondering if like we could start a little lower and I'm thinking, hold on. No, 7's a good number, starting number. That's fine. But I'm wondering if like the bank could potentially permanently increase it once, or they could gain additional bank by lowering it, you know, plus or minus 1 in order to customize their build and put money into the bank for other stuff. If they feel like their cards have enough draw power to temporarily increase their influence, they could be like, well, my initial draw doesn't have to be that high then. Instead, I could use it in order to, I don't know, get, you know, my fucking name tag so that I could use champion specific bonuses. So that might be something that to be explored. But I think we do have something here. Yeah. And then for the actions and spells, I was thinking of making like the list on my end, but I was like, the players can look at it. And then like if they're new to GA and they don't know anything about like spells and actions, I could give them a list. But for now, the first playthrough will be with GA players, so it should go fine. I did get confirmation from some players that they want to join, so the when that happens will be more of the issue. It'll probably be within one of the players can only do it after January, like after the first half of January has passed. So maybe I'll do like a smaller test play session with a smaller group, and then see how that goes. But for now, this kind of seems like a system that could work, I think. I heard scheduling is the actual boss in D&D. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Actually, Shoku, for you, because this is a really botched system, like this is a really definitely not well-tuned tabletop RPG system, I might have you do like a I don't know, a maiden journey through like Call of Cthulhu or like a D&D. For Call of Cthulhu, I do know a few like very short one shots that's easy to do. But for D&D, I'll have to look for. Well, I do have one, but it's a little bit more loose. Yeah. I volunteer as GP as long as I can riz a hot GA woman in my journey. For the first journey, no. But once you play this system, then yes. But you have to go. You can't get distracted by hot lady in the very beginning, because you have to get used to how tabletop RPGs feel like. Yeah. I can't resist you. I didn't say you can't. Wait, but you also never played tabletop RPG, so you also kind of need to have your maiden journey through actually fleshed out tabletop RPG. You attempt to riz the hottie. Roll, yeah. You attempt to roll riz the hottie, but you have to roll. Oh, right. So, for everything else outside of the battle, how do we resolve things, right? Obviously, a roll. Your tabletop RPG experience is just a dating sim? What kind of tabletop? I mean, anyways, that's valid. Me thinking about all the other tabletop RPG scenarios I've seen in my life, I'm like, yeah, that's valid. But hold on. Okay, so how to resolve everything outside of it? In which case, I do think having some general stats that are determined by dice roll would be good. I like to use the 3d6 system of getting stats, mostly because I worked with them and I know how they work. And then we'll just lump it all into like strength, right? Strength, anything that requires physical prowess, strength. That's a good one. And then dex / agility. Always a good one as well. Constitution. Charisma or appearance is some, and then I would say I'm gonna put int and wisdom to the same one. I'm gonna put int and wisdom into the same stat. For those who play D&D, they are very much different stats. But for the sake of this tabletop RPG, to try to keep things as simple as possible, I'll just keep it in the same one. So we have 5. You could just call it Riz. Okay, fine, Riz. maybe alacrity. We could name it something else like mind. Mind. The brain. The brain things. You know? Mind, brain, think, thought. What would the stats be affecting in general? Could see if you even need that many. Yeah, I think for in general, it's like basically these 5 will cover anything that could happen. For example, if they're like, oh, I want to be able to, you know, try to brute force open this door. Strength. Oh, let me see if I could lockpick it. Okay, first, like we'll do the combined rule of like, can you make a lockpick? No. Okay, the check will be higher, but you could still try Dex agility, any thing, rolling for it, right? Let's see. Do Constitution is the one where I'm like, maybe we don't need it, but like, how fast you get drunk would be Constitution potentially. But then I could just do for that I could just do like general roll a d20 and then on that scale how well do you do. But Riz definitely important. Body, mind, and heart. Ooh. But then where would you put the Riz? Oh, I guess heart. I do like this 3 though. I do like these 3. Yeah, heart is the Riz. It's the heart that counts. Okay, instead of heart, we'll just say Riz. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be heart. Yeah, we could do body, mind, and heart. Yeah, like a mix of roles for like mind and heart for the roles. We could even say body for like how well you've presented yourself. How, like if you're, you know, trying to look hot, like, okay, did you flex well? Did you amplify your good body parts? You know, yeah, body plus heart, body plus body. Body if you're hottie with with a fat booty. Exactly. So I would say this is a pretty good big body is physical risk, heart is personality risk. Exactly. Did you woo them with your words? That's mine. Did you woo them with like your action, like of how considerate you were? Heart. Yeah. Okay. They'll just have to be a little bit more. They'll just have to choose their words properly. Let's see. And then for these, I'm trying to think, because I wanted to keep it like a pure D6 system, just to make it so that it's easier for like GA players to also want to play it as well if they're interested. So I'm trying to think of how to do the check with a D6 with stats. And I'm like, none of the systems I played are like that. So I'm like, wait. I mean, one of them is, and it's like how many 6s you've gotten, how many 6s you rolled. Yeah, if it's online, I could use any die. But I also am like, I'm being very, very optimistic of like, what if someone wants to try it out with their local friends? What if, you know? I'm being very optimistic here as in like, yeah, people might be interested. Just buy the weird dice. Okay, fair. Fair. You know what? Sure. Yeah. Honestly, D6 is always a solid choice, right? I think D6s are always a solid choice. I have a set of dice for DCC. Let me just roll a D16. What the? A D16? Oh, I do have a D30. I actually do have a D30, which is the one of the weirdest dice I have. Yeah, but anyways, How did Star Wars tabletop RPG or want more numbers or different results? Add more D6. Yeah, simple as. I'm like, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D. What the fuck? D percentage? Was that supposed to be 11? Yeah, Star Wars used custom dice. But I was thinking about like the expertise and masteries and stuff, and I was like, can I convert that to normal dice? But I don't think so. Okay, because it determines the amount of dice you can roll. So that was the thing. Oh, the D percentage. Oh yeah, the D1, the set that I call D100. I see. The D100 set. Okay. Hold on. Do I need more sweets? Do I need more sugar? Maybe. I have chocolate that I haven't eaten yet, but it's because like they're like Oshi chocolates that I got. So I'm like, yeah, sugar for the mind, exactly. No, I shouldn't. Oh, there's chocolate. This has chocolate. See, D100 is an actual die though. It looks like golf. I know D100 actually exists. It's just a golf ball. But you know, when I say D100, I usually think of the the Merlin dice that came with the Reco set. That's a D100 or D100 set. These ones. Actually, yeah, if they're a GA player, they now have to have the percentage. Well, I guess 2 D10s is what they have, but they should have something. But anyways, yeah, stats, body, mind, and heart. And again, they'll be able to put stat points. We'll just say 7 points. We'll say they could put 7 points in, and then any additional ones can be taken from the bank. This bank sure is being used everywhere. This nondescript bank, but we'll figure that out later. And so with that, you could put in like 3 3 3 3 1. You could do 2 2 3. You could do even 1 1 1 1 5, and then these would go into how many dice? D6s you can throw in order to succeed. And essentially, I'll probably do it so that it's like some kind of banking system. Yeah, there's a banking system that I haven't really fleshed out yet, but it's getting a lot of uses. and now I'm gonna be I'm gonna have to, you know, figure this out. But I like the banking system because that's kind of what a Star Wars also did, where it's like an experience and you could buy like equipment, you could buy starting like skills, you could buy points, event like stats, you could buy mastery of a certain stat with those points. So in that sense, I had a lot of fun creating the character with that. Can we gamble? Like I would like to go on the to the Grand Casino to get more points in the bank. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where you just spend the XP how you want instead of levels. Exactly. So the bank is kind of gonna be like an experience bank. Yeah, it'll be like an experience bank, and then you can use it for, you know, all these stuff, plus or minus. You know, we could do the whole bank buying a name tag. So any you know, just buy the fucking CL name tag. Because there's a whole bunch of CL name tags if you're a guardian. And at most you'll have to buy two. So the important part would be like figuring out how much points per all of these. For example, in order to buy like a stat point, that's a pretty big one. Name tag also pretty big one. So yeah, you get to pay the shop clerk for a pack to add to your deck. Oh my god, should we do a pack? Should we do that where I have like all the wait, in tabletop sim, do they separate cards by like, can you separate the cards by like which expansion they come from? Can we make a booster pack? Can we make packs that they could open? I don't know, but anyways, sadly not with the mod. No. Okay, wait, hold on. I know. Let's see. So with the GA card index, they do have it so that you could filter it out through which set it came from. So modify it. Sets. Let's say Phantom Monarchs. Phantom Monarchs. Okay, search. And they have all of it. And then do they have? And then I know they have like. Wait, hold on. They have a number associated to each of these. So if I go from, is this one? Let me double check. Yes. So I just have to figure out which is the last one. Oh, the way to cheat it, you go to a deck builder, put all the cards in a deck, and do test hand. Oh, I see. 192 in Phantom Monarch. So we could do like 100 randomizer, and then get seven random numbers. Wait, how many is in the pack? Hold on. In a pack there is. Oh, wait, it doesn't say in the box? I thought it always said in the box. Oh, is it the packs themselves? Yeah, I think so. 8 cards. But we'll do it 7 because like one of them is usually like a token or a champion card. So 7 is still good. Excuse me. So they could buy booster packs. Yeah, along the way, you know, they could buy booster packs. Yeah. For where's the checkpoints? Oh yeah. I could try doing it right now. DTR, PTM. Let's do PTM because like I think DTR is bigger. I think PTM is a little bit more doable. I think DTR might take longer. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so The regalia cards? Yeah. Oh yeah. We need to leave out those two. Cause if they pull regalia, it's like, oh, yeah. Oh yeah, so maybe it would be better to just make a deck on and then put it into TCG. Okay, tabletop sim. That's true. Yeah, main deck cards for now. Like material cards might be better to just leave it, like put it on sale, you know, at the store. If they want more later on. Did I think of a way to like use material decks in here? I know, it's just equipment. We'll just treat material cards as like equipment that they could equip. We won't think about like materialization and stuff like that. Instead, it's just something that they could purchase, and then to activate it, they're already equipping it, so they don't need to materialize it. But they do need to pay the cost in order to activate it if, say, like it's like a tariff ring, you know, which I think has 0 cost. Never mind. What should I think about? What costs 1? Actually, they don't. Not most of them are 0 cost. And then there's like the advanced level and stuff. Future code problems. But I do think this is nice. And then for people who don't know GA but they are interested in this and they're interested in Grand Archive, I might make a set. I might make like a list of like beginner friendly ones, you know, like idle thoughts, obviously. I'm just kidding. Because we don't have, oh yeah, I don't have floating memory as a thing that we could use. I was like, honestly, yeah, floating mems aren't really a thing that we can really. Floating mem complicates things. We don't think about, we don't know what floating mems are in this household. Don't worry about it. Future co-problem is that they getting timestamps, so timestamps so she can know when she betrayed herself. No, don't do it. Future co can't come back to kill me. It's credit to the Grand Casino. The floating mems. Damn. Floating, more like sunk man. Oh no, sunken memory. Yeah, it's just sunken. Let's see. Yeah, we'll make a Grand Casino where you could casino out your bank and then lose everything. I'll make sure there's a casino where you could lose everything. Don't worry. So that's that. I think this is a pretty simplified thing, and I don't want this to be too complex, especially since it's like a first run through, and I want it to be like a, for the first playthrough, for the first group, it's more of a GA player's introduction to tabletop RPG more than the other way around, which eventually I want it to be more tabletop RPG players introduction to GA. Eventually down the line, but for now I think this is pretty good. And then we don't need to make like this because all the players will know GA and be able to make a deck themselves, maybe. Yeah, trial run, revise, improve. Exactly. So the GA players will know sunken not sunken floating mems aren't being used in the system. And then yeah, how does the theme of score of cards come into effect? Stop. But yeah, for their starting deck, we'll say it'll come from the bank, right? I need to eventually come up with like the bank. And how much you start with. Basically, like a normal card would probably be like 1 cost, right? And then we go up uncommon 2, rare 3, SR equals 4, and then UR equals 5. And it doesn't matter if it's like whatever foil or collectors, etc. Each class gets a starting deck. We could just make a starting deck. And then, you know what we could do? We could do a starter deck. Give a starter deck, right? You start off with a starter deck. And then you buy packs. You buy packs. You could trade amongst your friends, but a pack will cost you. Yeah. And then you could alter this starter pack with said starter deck with said packs. Yeah. So it's kind of like a deck builder, but we'll probably limit the amount of packs they could buy to 1 per person. So everyone could buy it. Or if someone really wants more packs to be opened, they could use their point to be like, okay, can I buy them a pack so they can open it? Yeah, promote sharing, exactly. A roguelike would be fun. Everyone starts with their champions. Roguelike would be fun, but for now, we'll keep the roguelike to a different game. I love roguelikes a lot. We'll talk about roguelikes in the future because the game I want to build is a roguelike. But anyways, enough of that. So we'll make starter decks for each class. So each class will start with a starter deck. And then yeah, the packs will cost money. So what can the bank provide? They could provide packs. They could provide name tags, right? They could provide stats, and then influence increase, base influence increase. This one would probably be the most money, like in terms of price, right? I think this will absolutely destroy the balance. But I also would love to see that too. So I would say this is probably gonna be the most cost. Stats, I might make it more like, you know, not too expensive because it's all outside of the battle. So technically it's just like, well, if you want to have if you want to have more stats, it's not gonna affect the battle. So the stats, it'll probably be the lowest cost. The name tags, I'll probably do like 2 money cost, and the packs themselves, yeah, actually we'll do 1, and then so that they could keep opening packs, and then I can make packs for you. Really? Wait, no, I'll look into it too, so that way you don't have to, like, you know, make all of them. But thank you. I would like to hear the pitch on that sometime. I will. Probably during the holidays. I'll do like a already working on it. Oh my god. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're very excited. But you're supposed to be resting. Aren't you sick? Go back to bed. Go get some rest. I really do appreciate it though. Thank you for being very excited for this grand archive. Tabletop RPG. Kou streams are self-care. No, they're not. You said so yourself. They're like, I don't know, mind fucks a little bit, itty bitty bit. I just want people to love GA. GA is still very minor in terms of card games go. Well, card games themselves are like a niche, and then it's like a new card game on top of that, so it's still not quite, you know, widespread for sure. Actually, we did get, you know, Remember how I said that one time that Kou's bundle coworker is really into Uma Musume, and so he already gets along really well with Kou's bundle, but because of Uma Musume, we bonded as well. And then we were also started talking about Grand Archive, and he likes to gacha, obviously. So he was like, "Oh, do they have like cute waifus?" And so at first I was like, "Well, seeing as how their taste is like Rice Shower and Manhattan Cafe, I'm not sure if there's really someone that fits into it." I completely forgot, like, Distortion Alice exists. But then Cosbando showed him out Distortion Alice, and he's like, "Oh wait, you've piqued my interest." And now Cosbando's coworker wants I said Cosbando bought 2 boxes, but that was inaccurate. Apparently, Cosbando and the coworker are going to buy 2 boxes and open them together. And so now, and he also apparently asked for the Merlin Recollection box. So yes, a new TCG player has awoken. We have a new Grand Archive player. So we'll see how that goes. We have converted the said coworker into potentially a Grand Archive player. We'll see. The reason why the coworker and my husband are pretty close is because the coworker apparently lives like really close to us. So, and they're also into Gunpla building. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, like maybe we'll go over and do like Gunpla building at some point. No, instead I think we'll be doing Grand Archive locals with 3 people. The locals. Potentially. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, that was a funny turn of events. Anyways, okay, so if we do this, let's say to increase the influence, right? Let's say it costs 5, and then stats cost 1, packs cost 1, name tags cost 2. Actually, maybe we'll put 0. 10, 20. Yeah, we'll do it by 10s. That way we could make it we could balance it a little bit more incrementally, depending. And then say you start off with I don't know, like 100, right? Say this is your starting, then you could buy just 2 influence off the bat. Crazy. Yeah, crazy, because then you'll have 9 draws. I feel like that's even too much. Maybe we'll do like 65. Maybe we'll make the influence like 65, and that way you have just 35 left, right? I'm thinking packs instead could be 5, and that way you could either buy 7 packs, but if you buy 7 packs, you won't be able to afford the name tag. So say you want to buy at least 1 name tag, that's already 15, and then you could buy 3 packs, which isn't bad, that's actually a pretty decent amount of packs to buy at the initial get-go. I was like, yeah, I'm like 3 packs is usually how much you get in like a locals if you win, right? 3 packs, 1 to 3 packs. If you're the winner, you get 3. If you're like participation award, just 1. Which is usually what I got, because I sucked it. Anyways, so 3, yeah. And then that's if you buy influence. But then if you don't buy influence, think about that, Kou. You could buy 20 packs. That's a lot. Maybe too much. Well, no, 20 is less than a box, because a box comes with 24 packs. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe I should make it so that you could buy a box with. You can buy one box with your bank. Is how much a bank should cost. And that's 24, right? Generally, 24. Wait, was it? I think it was. Yeah, 24 booster packs. Only thing I can't control about the packs is rarity spread, so just gotta be content with that. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. Rarity, I was like, that's rarity. I don't mind. That's okay because you know they're already dealing with like not being able to get a lot of packs to pull from, so I think it's fine. A singleton and they just shuffle. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's all fun RNG at the end of the day. Also, elemental focus packs for hard cost. Oh my god, should we do that? That'd be fun. So like for the price of like so if every pack is 5, right? Like normal one for the elemental cost, maybe we'll make them that the thing they got super. They have no way to prove the rarity is not a thing anyways. That's the thing they got super lucky. That's true. In Yu-Gi-Oh games, they let you focus because it would suck if you pull water as a fire player. True. Should we make it 3 times or maybe just 2? I think 3 times is a good bet. Exalted packs. They will not be able to get exalted packs. That'll be luck of the draw. They could, but exalted would be included in the element. Whatchamacallit? Focus packs. Yeah, they deserve at least 3 times. Yeah, for the this is for the basic elements. And then for the advanced elements, we'll do, I think at least 25 is a good one. Yeah, we'll gate it though, obviously. Because it's not like they'll need it until the level up 3. So we could just make it like, I don't know, 100 later. To be discussed. But, you know, I think, yeah. 24, so 120 points. If we do 120 points, they could potentially, if they want to, open a full box worth of packs. But obviously, that wouldn't be the best strat to do because there's things like name tags and stats. And stats, I think we could go a little higher, as well as name tags. I think with name tags, we could do 30. You know. Cause that a lot. Well, 30, 25. So, name tags, I would say 25, just because like you really do have to get a little lucky with the draw too. So they'll probably go open to a few packs first, and then later be like, okay, I'm able to get this much of this champion, so I definitely need a name tag. You assume there are not people who would go all in on one more more pools, even if it's a bad idea. I mean, that's their fault, right? that's not my problem. But anyways, yeah. So for the name tags, we'll do 25. That person is me. Literal skill issue. And then for stats, stats. I think for stats we'll do 20. Yeah, and then influence. I think 65 is like, I think I would even go 75. Like influence, I think I would go just make sure they can't buy 2 in one go. I think 75 is like a pretty valid price to build your influence up by 1 permanently. Yeah, assign numbers, then we just play test and limit test it and tune. Yeah, let's go. Starter deck. I'm thinking, starter deck. How much did that? Wait, how much is like the draft pick deck size? Idle thoughts. Ah yes, idle thoughts. 30? Okay. Maybe 30 is a little too much. Maybe we'll start off with 20. We do have a Discord of potential players, true. Taking all the single copies out of a starter might take some time. Yeah. I mean, we don't... Okay, wait, hold on. Single copies out of a starter might take some time. I mean... it doesn't have to be like, because like we're gonna be sorting through them, so it doesn't have to all be singles. But I do, yeah, 30 might be good. 30 might still be good, because that way you could have duplicates. Obviously 4 is max, just like in Grand Archive. But yeah, for example, if you have like 4 times idle thoughts, why would you? But you know, why not? In this game, I'm like, why would you? But let's just say, yeah, 4 times. Like if it's 30, that's yeah, 7 sets of 4, and then plus 2. It's not bad. Yeah. So if you want to put full playset of like cards, you could have up to 7 full playsets and then 2. So 30, not too bad. Yeah, we could go with this. That way you could try to confirm that you will always have 7 cards like of these, and then just 2 to fuck it up. Or at least try, you know, if you have a good shuffle. But I would think it's better to just kind of like spread it out a little bit more, like 2, 3, 2 type of deal. Especially with the pack opening. But yeah, we'll start off with like at least one set, full play set of a draw card. You know, one full place. So we'll do 4. I think a starter would require at least 1 full playset of a draw mechanism card that has a bit of a cost to it. Like, for example, increasing danger is one, but is there a normal card that I could think of off the top of my head? All the draw cards are gentle respite. Yeah, hold on. Where did my Grand Archive card deck thing go? Wait, let me just bring up Sylvie. Sylvie, deck builder. I have to be logged in. Ooh, okay. Deck builder. Okay, create a deck. And then main board. Create. Does this mean GM draws cards too? Of course it does. Of course. Why would you think otherwise? Is it target opponent's influence greater than yours? Draw a card into your memory. Ooh, yeah. That's a nice one. And it's a 3 cost. Gentle Respite is a good one. It's only fair, right? Yeah. Oh. There's also regenerate, but that has a class bonus and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, these are prep. Wait, let me filter this to normal. Clown element normal. We need to make a normal. We need to make sure that the starting deck is all normal. That's the thing. Yeah, I think Gentle Respite is the best one. Baby Silver Slime. No, no allies. Get out of here. Oh wait, let me filter that out too. Types. Show all. No, no allies. No champions. No items. No domain. Wait, no. Actually, I'll keep no masteries. Yeah, no tokens. Let's buy that. Yeah, I was thinking of giving Fast Cure too. Fast Cure would be a good one. And then Fast Cure will be the starter deck for a cleric. I'm thinking of making the classes have like 1 or 2 different start. Wait, hold on. Let me do this instead. Okay. Did I delete everything? Yes, I did. There we go. How many classes are there? There is assassin, assassino, ass, cleric. There's guardian. There's mage. There's ranger. There's tamer. Oh, is spirit considered? Spirit is considered class. We'll just ignore that. Actually, spirit maybe. I don't think we need. No, we don't need. We don't need a spirit for starting starter decks, because they choose a class from the get go. Don't worry about it. Okay. My brain froze for like 2 seconds, and I was like, wait, that's fine. Okay. Do this. And then clerics get the Fast Cure. Or everyone gets Idle Thoughts. I forgot this existed. So that's 4. And then cleric gets Fast Cure. For sure. And then Gentle Respite, I think, would be good for everyone. I might give Tamer Fast Cure too. And Mage. We'll see. Oh, reveal the hidden. It's not ranger specific, but we'll put it into ranger first. And they'll be able to use it, and it has a draw card. So this is a draw. Reveal the hidden is a good one. Peer into. Put 2+ level and light encounters on your champion. I think for mages, it's important to have like an enlightened skill, like enlighten spells, right? So peer into mana seems like a good one to have for mages. And then for tamer, there's steady verse. So I'm putting these as like the secondary draw that's more specific to their class. I don't know if every class has it though, which is the problem. So for example, a warrior has Inspiring Call. Although the allies get +1. I guess that still works because your allies are your allies. Oh yeah, Inspiring Call is kind of goated. Yeah, Indolent Leisure for Cleric or Mage? Both, okay. Will players be okay if the cards are different than original, but same general theme? I think so, but like, yeah, if for example something doesn't work for this specific case, we'll have to do a little bit of talking out, because like there's stuff like graveyard and banishment isn't really a thing that I've drafted up into this tabletop RPG. So I think you're already playing not the card game, so there's a level of tolerance, I think. Okay, yeah, I think there's a level of tolerance. Oh, there's Cure the Flesh. Oh, actually, Cure the Flesh might be good for Cleric instead. Just because Indolent Leisure also has a class bonus plus level 3, and that one I think might be a little... I'll have to see. And then right, we're still looking for Assassin and Guard. Okay. I should put draw. Oh wait, I already do have draws. Why is this card here then? Anyways. Wait, armed. I just realized there's like a card called Armed and Dangerous, and it's draw a card for each of up to 2 gun weapons you control. And I'm like, can you? Are there people who have like 4 guns out, just being like, hell yeah, I could draw 2 now? I want to, wait, hold on. I want to make a deck out of that. We'll see. Yes, hell yeah, America baby. Yeah, just call it the American deck. Let's go. 4 arms, 4. Have we seen this 6 case of guns? Yeah, I was thinking of Thieving Cup for Assassin. It is in PTM, and it's been in like FTC and stuff. The only reason why I didn't choose it yet is because it does need to get prepared in order for the draw to happen, where every other class, they don't need to do anything to activate the draw. So that's why I'm holding off on it for now. But Thieving Cut is definitely in the back of my mind of like, okay, yeah, that would, you know. There's sleight of hand. There's sleight of hand, which is draw a card into your memory as a class bonus, and then target suited ally you control gains stealth until end of turn. But hold on, wait. Let me filter this to class, assassin, and guardian. No, I don't wanna. Hub of innovation. Do I just give a guardian a domain? Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. We'll keep looking. Oh, juggle knives. It's deal 1 damage to target champion and draw a card as a bonus. Juggle knives might be a little better because you don't have to prepare it. Yeah, I think juggle knives. Yeah, we'll do juggle knives. Now it's a guardian. That's that might need to get hub of innovation. Hold on. Yeah, guardian might just need a domain. Wait, sacrifice 4 parasols. Yeah, overlord MK2 3. I mean, no, that's not gonna work. Mnemonic Charms also has class, but the draw is free, so technically, hub of okay, I'm just gonna put hub of innovation for now. It's like, yeah, I was like, you wouldn't use this unless like you were basing a deck around domain, because otherwise there's better cards out there. You know. Oh, Sanctum of Esoteric Truth is kind of fun. But anyways, yeah. We'll probably do something like this, where this is the class draw. This is the default draw. And then a cure, and then a filter, as you called it. And then actually, is there like a normal glimpse card? Should we give the guardian a navigate the street so they could glimpse plus 1 plus X, where X is the amount of domains you control, so that way the actual hub of innovation does something. Oh, we could, instead of idle thoughts, we could do wisdom's reprise if we want to, but how kind do we want to be to the beginners? Yeah, wisdom's reprise. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we don't need the need for float exactly. But it's also there for the memes. But you know what? Wisdom's reprise is probably better. Oh god, why do I keep rewriting this? I could just do this. It's mainly there for the memes. It's also technically better for the beginners because you don't dig, you just look at what the next 4 turns are. Yeah. I like the idle thoughts. When, well, I hated it when I first got it, first started playing Grand Archive, but then I started, it grew on me. And then now I'm like, you know what? I could make it work. I could make it work. Okay. Honestly, this is pretty good. We did half of the beginner deck, and now my brain is tired. I know it's only been, what, how long have I been streaming? I know it's only been 2 hours and 40 minutes, but also I think my brain has come to the end. Yeah. Time to shut up the brain, right? I was just like, I feel like I overclock my brain. Interesting. I too removed idle thoughts currently. Now you're making me rethink twice. I would say idle thoughts, definitely it's specific for for certain decks. Like for example, other decks it's better to glimpse because the glimpse is a mechanic that works with the class. You know, for like Astra or Sana or like Astra Diana. But if you're making a milling deck, glimpse like Lost in Idle Thoughts, it's pretty nice. When you're just like going through your deck by throwing it into the graveyard, which some fire like decks do as well. So maybe Idle Thoughts works well for those. I'm not sure because I don't really play that much fire. It's great because then you could be like, okay, let me plan it so that I draw this, I discard this, I draw, and then that way you could have a free like floating them in the graveyard. That's not like for example, you could put another idle thoughts in the second, so that way you have a free idle thought in the graveyard. You know, because then like sometimes your deck isn't about like putting the things under, and you just want to throw things into the graveyard. So idle thoughts in that case scenario, it's pretty nice. Idle thoughts for the Unga Bunga classes, gentle reprise for the bookworms. Brewing with the beans requires a lot of processing powers. I think creating a tabletop RPG system requires a lot of brain power for sure. Requires a lot of processing power, and I'm like, I think we've gotten a pretty decent amount though. I think this is starting to look like it could work. Yeah. Obviously, because this is like a new system, and it's also gonna have a full new scenario, like one shot to go with it. It's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit of time to like get the session going. So it may potentially end up being like, you know, January when the first scenario happens, but depending on during the holidays how much time I have we'll see. Yeah. Enough for a skeleton can sleep on it and then tune it over time. Exactly. Cold War. Oh no, the ramifications of having a short ass name. I expect next year at the earliest, to be honest. Yeah, I'm like earliest probably next year. If I want to do like a test, like a really jank, sketchy test run, we could do it later, but this month. But if I want to do more like streamable, a streamable session, definitely next year. We're running out of this year. I know we're running out of this year. I'm making a custom game in D&D for my players. It's a time sink. It really is. It really is. Like, I know because like in the past I've customized systems to fit my needs, and also that came with like a custom scenario. It really, really is a time sink. Like the amount of hours it takes. It's like, damn. I wish I had a time capsule. Took me a year to set up my game, and I still took like several adventures to fine tune. I feel the pain. Yeah, like I think the most I've spent to set up stuff was like for like a 3-hour session, probably like 12 hours, 9 to 12 hours. It varies because like sometimes I had to like learn a whole new system and then create a scenario. So learning the system very roughly, then creating a scenario very roughly, and then preparing all the assets, preparing all the stuff, and then hosting this session. Yeah, that's why I lean heavily on random tables. God, random tables, my beloved. Random tables, my beloved. Yeah, I think for stuff like May tabletop RPG, it's not too bad. I just come up with the general gist, and then it plays itself. But like stuff like Call of Cthulhu or D&D takes the most time, which is why I don't like DM as much. D&D takes the most time. Call of Cthulhu is a little bit less. Yeah, Call of Cthulhu is much less than D&D for me, because it's very flexible. Yeah, Call of Cthulhu is incredibly flexible. So, especially like even with like battles and stuff, you don't really need to be that super like accurate too if you want to. I think 7th edition was it that made it a little bit more like standardized. But in like other, or like I think 5th edition, it depends on the edition that you're playing, but it could be very bare bone like battles too. So Call of Cthulhu, very, very flexible, depending on how you choose it. And they always say the rulebook is kind of like suggestion anyway. But with D&D, because of how the skills work in like battle, when it comes to battle, you do have to make like placement, the grid, line of sights, stuff like that. Kind of like Lancer as well when it comes to battle. So those kind of things are very, very important, which makes it so that it takes a little bit more time to like prepare. With Call of Cthulhu, yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't really come into play as much. You can always play, just play Theater of the Mind. Makes it way easier, exactly. Like with Call of Cthulhu, you could even do Theater of the Mind for the battle too, if you're really creative with it. So yeah, but it's fun. Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it is very fun. The editions are also easy to convert since they are just multiples of both systems. Exactly. Like for Call of Cthulhu, the editions are kind of like you could kind of mix and match. Oh, which is what I do. I take parts that I like from like older editions, and then take parts that I like from newer editions, and kind of just mash them together. Which I know is maybe controversial, but I like to homebrew my systems quite a bit. Also, I enjoyed Blades in Dark since most of the session is the party telling you what they're planning to do, and then you just figure it out on the fly. Nice. Nice. Oh, Blades in Dark may be something I should look into. I feel like for the past year, I've been kind of low on the tabletop RPG activities. Yeah, I'll say activities because it's been such a time sink, and I've been so low on time. But yeah, I'm like, I still haven't gotten to do a Shinobigami session. I still haven't been able to get like a Shinobigami session going because I have to like read the Japanese rule book. Oh. But anyways, yeah, time. That's the biggest hurdle. But you know, thank you everyone for wanting this place like planning session. I originally thought like, you know, these are kind of stuff that I did, stuff that I like to do, but I didn't think people would like be invested in like looking at this, you know, my brain process. Planning is fun. True. Planning is fun, but also a big headache. But you know, I think we got really a pretty good we got pretty good progress. I feel like it always helps for me to just verbally vomit what I'm thinking, and obviously, as you've seen, half of it doesn't make sense, and then I'll catch it and then be like, okay, wait, no, and then I'll revert back and go put things on the board. So this is a lot of fun. That's what the Being High part is for. Sensing and the pad and spitballing. Thank you. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll just say shit and I know it's stupid, but then I'll be like, okay, but I got it out of my brain, so now it's out of the way. We do have a channel for work-alongs. We do! Oh, maybe I should do this on like Discord, cause like I'm like, I don't know how much of it would be good to like keep archived, you know. Oh, like, how much do I want to keep it? Oh, you know what we'll do on Discord? The session planning, so that way the players can't see. If they come into the call, I could kick them out. That's what we'll do on Discord. We'll do the work along. We'll use the work along channel for session planning. Where I have full control of who gets to watch, who gets to listen in, etc. And then they can't even see the bot because it doesn't exist. Where is it? Nowhere. Put a no shoku allowed. Yeah, I gotta put a no shoku or no shinja allowed. And then the other two aren't in the server yet, at least for now. So it should be okay. What about spies? I can't do anything about spies, unfortunately, but hopefully, people, even people who are like penguins, for example, right? They will rather see Shoku react to a surprise rather than a snitch. I think they would rather see Shoku's initial reactions, because spying, I feel, would take away from them in terms of their experience for who they're spying for. You know? Yeah, right? If there's any penguins here, right? But anyways, yeah, no Shoku allowed. I've seen the chaos penguin spread. Yeah, see, they might actually go spy and tell Shoku the wrong thing. So it's okay. It's okay if they try to spy. They'll probably tell her something completely irrelevant, like completely wrong. Okay. Anyways, I think my throat is kind of dead, so so I will probably rest my throat now, because the problem with tabletop RPG like planning is like it uses a lot of my I talk a lot in these, because it's just spitballing whatever I'm trying to think about in like really quickly too. I think, at least I think the pace at which I speak when I do these is a lot faster than, for example, when I'm like casually talking about like drawing or like, you know, stories, like for example Tamamo crosses small dick, like, you know, it's a when I'm trying to spitball ideas, it's much faster. So I use a lot of my throat. I promise to only give Shoku incorrect info. Thank you. Yes, bless. So I think, yeah, for now we'll keep this. I don't know if I'll do like another planning session for like ironing things out. Maybe I'll try ironing things out initially, and then I'll like pass it by to like the Coffee Bean Hive Mind to see what you think, and then maybe we'll do like a test run of it somewhere, see how it goes, and then it'll be we'll do the session planning, and then the session. But yeah, as for tomorrow, I may do like a stream during the day of this one. Actually, wait, hold on. If I do, I'm gonna be a GA content creator, because I was like, oh, I kind of want to finish this drawing tomorrow. But then if I do, I'm gonna be a GA content creator. I need to pass stuff that's like non-GA related. Hold on. Wait, let me look at my channel. What's my channel looking like? It's looking one colored. It's still Biscuit. You could put in some satisfactory. I'm just gonna be a satisfactory and GA streamer, and then a little sprinkle of Helldivers. Is that what's gonna happen? I was gonna make it like an art, like workshopping channel. What happened? Now it's probably a nice time to look at Japanese puns and Yu-Gi-Oh! Name. Oh my god, 51% of your play games this year was satisfactory. I know! It's so skewed! Oh, there's always a cool vaporwave investigation game you can play. I know. I also have, you know what I also have? The Crash Bandicoot. I realized I still have it. Crash Bandicoot. The Insane Trilogy. Woohoo! But I also have, as I said, oh, I also wanted to play Outer Wilds. I have that too. I just never played it. I have Outer Wilds. I have of course, Alan Wake, that I was talking about. There's so many. I rage so hard when OG Crash last because the original has the worst saves. Oh yeah, the original Crash Bandicoot, the save systems are dog shit. I know this because I played the OG Crash Bandicoot. Okay. Outer Wilds. Yeah. Also, you're now indie, so you can do whatever I want. Exactly. I could play whatever the fuck I want. I could play anything. I could play. You know what I could do? I could play. Wait, what's it called? Beat Saber. I could play Beat Saber. I could play Project Sekai. I could do anything. Yeah. I could play. I could play Switch games. I could play Switch games. Oh my god, I could play Nintendo games more than 5 times. Holy shit. I could mod my games too. I forgot you have a VR setup. Beat Saber would be cool, right? Oh my god. What about the second ring? I could do Ring Fit too. Wait, I have to steal the Switch back from Cosbando though. Cosbando's been keeping it because during like the Japan trip they've been playing Road to Canada? Wait. That one game. What was it called? Death Road to Canada. That's what it was. Death Road to Canada. And they would make me and Cosbando as a character, and I would die every time. I would ditch or die every single time. It was awful. I was the worst teammate. Did you know Flying in the Sky has a Beat Saber map? Wait, really? Fly in the sky. Oh my god. That's I gotta download that. Oh yeah, cause like oh my god. Okay, well we'll have things that we can do for sure. We can't be a completely only GA account, okay? There's so much stuff. There's so much fun games to play. Fun things to do. So, maybe tomorrow I'll play like Beat Saber or something. I do have to configure my VR setup though, because like I kind of move my desk around and stuff, so I do need to change it a little bit, but it should be fine. Yeah. I made a character for my friend. Yeah, but that's where the cat is a very, very fun game. I don't know if I would ever stream it though. But anyways, lots of stuff to do. Instead, oh shit, I'm 30 minutes late. We're gonna raid into a very related stream. It is a Grand Archive stream, so you know the one. I'll not on YouTube because I can't raid on YouTube yet. I still need like a 500 more subscribers on there, but we could raid on Twitch side though. And I need to go here and here. Okay, and then start raid. All right, I'm starting the raid. We're going to Shoku Bottles. Say let's go or something. All right, I'll see you next time. Koyasumi. Bye bye.